You know what I hate the most? Burger, potatoes.
I love that.
I can't eat them as a, I can eat them like sliced, like on a burger, but I can't eat them like raw.
I like raw potatoes.
Oh.
I'll peel them, boil them.
All right, so we are back with some fun stuff. You remember that our project has come to a very interesting point where we have a server running. We have set up our own server and we started making some API calls. One of the call we have already done, which was delete, if you remember, or you should say we have done two calls. One of them is getting the data from the server and one of them is deleting the data on the server with at least one record. So yeah, sure. No, we don't have any in class today. Is it there in the schedule? I think there's the. Oh, it was last week, yeah, right? Okay. So yeah, remember, so we have the server that we want to run. And again, I'll just show you that I just kill all the terminals and I'll start from right from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning. So I have my first terminal that I want to run my project in. So I would say CD section 1, CD week 11, is it week 10, right? And CD task tracker. So our folder is still week 10, right? So, right. And npm run dev. And we know that it will run my project. Oh, see that. Of course, I always keep on doing that because whenever I send this folder to you, I delete node modules, right? So I'll have to quickly do that. npm install. It will get installed. And in the meantime, I'll open another terminal. And again, I would like to do what? I want to run my server. And do you remember that what command we have set up for the server? Server. And how to run that? npm run server, right? npm run server. So I'll write npm run server. Now, if all is good, my server will start working. So do you remember that server is doing something really cool? And what server was doing, let me just run. First of all, if I run back my project, oh, there is something. Oh, it was just doing that one. Installed npm run dev. Let's run the application because it has done node modules for me. Now my application, I'll run this. And you remember that if we have done everything correct and our server is running, this application goes and fetches the data from the server and shows on the page. Right now, I might have only one task on my server. Remember everyone? Because we have implemented the delete as well. So if I open up my server, do you guys remember that how to open the server? We open the server by using, remember I have 8,000 because my 5,000 was busy. So I use the 8,000. Your server will be definitely running on 5,000 because you guys use 5,000. Again, this is not a big deal. You should know that which port your server is running on. Just that is the thing. Okay, wonderful stuff. And the last thing that we did, and I'll show you that, was that when I'm deleting this task from the UI, this should also get deleted, which I'm not doing that because I'll have to again make that one over here. But this task, which is in db.json, will be removed from here even when I do that. So what I do, because we will do the addition today, don't worry. But I'm just showing you one example here. Let's copy this one. So again, right now I'm manually adding the tasks and fair deal. I don't need to worry about that one. So let's say appointment and I just change that one and I make it true maybe. So now I have two things like two tasks. You see that I see that two tasks on the server, and ultimately when I refresh my project, I get these two tasks on my. So I just wanted to add that one. Now listen, what we are doing, as I told you, that now we have implemented delete functionality, and I'll show you how did we implemented delete functionality. Delete is the simplest of them, and I showed you over here that actually this delete task function is the function that actually removes from the UI the task. It was removing the UI. And how does it remove? By using this line number 19, set tasks. It filters out the tasks based on the given ID. It matches. If given ID is not equal to that, it returns all those tasks. So actually this set task sets up the tasks after filtration, after filter. Before that, I've introduced another statement. And here is the statement that I want you to just a little bit understand that. This statement does what? This is the fetch. It goes to the server, takes the ID on my server 8000, takes the ID and this task. So whatever ID has been passed, it goes on the server and grabs that task. After grabbing, what I've said, comma, curly brackets. Now here comes the real functionality. I say method delete. What does that mean? I want to make a delete call on my data, which right now is on server. Make sense? Sanjit, I think in your section, we did not delete that, right? We did not make the delete. So you can just follow that. This is simple over here. Now, so now what will happen? That this task, when I click on, so you remember delete task is called where? It is called within our tasks component. If you remember that one, look at that. Delete task has been passed to the task, remember, and ultimately it reaches to the task, the singular task component, remember? And in singular task component, we have implemented that on what? Can someone confirm me on what? We have confirmed, we have done that on the, on click of this icon, the icon, which is our, the X icon that we have read. Make sense, everyone? So this function is called from here. By passing what? By passing the ID of whatever task we are working on. So this ID goes over there on the function. The fetch command that I've used, latest command, it goes to the server, accesses that particular ID and task and deletes. And then if you see my UI gets updated and my UI gets what? UI ultimately comes back after my, I'll show you. After this line. So this line actually does what? Deletes that. And the second line, which is after that, it actually filters out that again. And of course, UI based, on the UI, we get the output. Yes, Kashmir, saying something. On the server. Not just, listen. Now here we need to correct this statement. This delete call, and I will show you. When we say method is equal to delete. Now listen, these are called API calls. API calls. Now, I'll talk about some API calls. I'll show some theory as well over here. There are certain calls that you make online when you are accessing some data or you want to update some data, you want to delete some data. So they are called API calls. That's what I'm doing. Can you leave the machine for a second, right? Okay, so I told you that one of the tasks that we always do or we have done a lot of time is the get task, whenever you used to go and read data. The get was the one statement. Now, for this particular one, we have implemented a method of what? Delete. When you say delete, actually listen, you are saying go to the server and delete something from there. I'll tell you a thing. For example, you are given a website in React that goes and accesses data from Conestoga website, the timetable, the schedule. It takes out schedule. Now, this is one thing. You will say, okay, my website, it goes and get data from there. And I ask you, can you do something? Can you go there and just remove this dynamic websites class from your schedule of the server? So, if you are able to do that, even though that would not allow you, the API will not allow you. But if it allows you, it means you will go to the server and you will say, okay, remove my dynamic websites class, for example. You know what I'm saying? So that delete actually deletes from the server. It's a server call. So right now, even though we see that it is happening in db.json, but forget about db.json. And you should now start thinking there is no file db.json. Why? Because we are about to make a add call as well. When we make add, so we don't interact with the db.json anymore. We'll be directly acting or we'll be working with our application. Make sense? So now this is the first operation. Now, if I very quickly show you some theory related to this one. Now let's come back over here and, oh my God, let's, okay, so now I'll show you, rather I should write get, post, delete, and put. HTTP methods they are basically. All right, so now see here. Let's talk about this tutorial first of all. HTTP methods. So look at that. These are the methods. This is called REST guidelines, and I'll talk about this one as what is this REST. But HTTP method are a particular type of call made to the server. So actually, what we are saying, go to the server and do something for me. Now, what are the things that I want it to do on the server? I can ask it, first of all, to go and get something from the server. I can ask it to go and post something on the server, add something to the server. I can ask it to go and put something on the server, and put typically means over here update. We will update some data, right? And then I will ask it to go and delete something from it. Have we already done this delete? And I told you method colon delete actually goes and deletes something on the server. Make sense? Okay. Now let's come back over here and let's try to now do an addition and add to our task. Like, we want to add now we want to add the task. So we want to make a post request now. Make sense? And which function is adding the task to our tasks? Anyone remember? From our app.jsx, which function actually adds the task? Add task. Do you guys remember that one? We have a function. I'll show you. We have a function called, I'll show you, this add task. Do you guys remember that one? That actually goes and adds to the UI, but it is just adding this task to the UI. And now, can I do that? Let's come back and let's come and do something. Something, checkbox, submit. Now see here.
It just comes up on the.
Yeah, so it is just on the UI. Do you understand? Now I want to make a post request. Post request where? To the server. So that it also gets updated. You see that if I refresh this over here, look at that, the third task is gone. Why? Because third task was only there on UI or the virtual DOM that was present over there. It is not typically stored permanently on my server. Make sense, everyone? Now I want to make that call. Now let's come back over here, and that call will be actually made on our add task method. Make sense, everyone? The add task method that we have will actually do that for us. Now, in add task, you remember we created first ID, and then we attached that ID with the task, and then we just updated our set tasks over there. Remember? Now the life is a little bit different over here. Life different means JSON server automatically can create ID for us. So I can just comment this out. Are you guys getting that one? Why I have commented out const ID is equal to, and you remember some people are talking about why not we use task.length plus 1 or something like that. Those discussions are over. While you will be adding something to JSON server, which is this. Yeah, this meeting link, this comes, and you see, I want to add something over here. And now see here. Do you remember that I'm taking from users only text, day, and reminder? Do you guys remember that one? We are taking these three things. We are not taking ID. That's why we were producing ID over here, so that an ID is also added to that one. Make sense, everyone? Now, come back over here. What we want to do over here, we say that this ID is actually generated automatically by what? JSON server. So we don't need to worry about ID while we are creating something on the JSON server. Are you guys getting that one? And I'll tell you, most of the databases, like you have heard about MongoDB, we have talked about MongoDB, and most of the databases, when you add some record to them, they automatically generate the ID for that one. They automatically generate the IDs. Make sense, everyone? Because you are continuously busy. And you know why I am disturbed? I have nothing to do with this, but you will be asking these questions from me afterwards. That really, is a disturbance. Right now, whatever you do, I don't understand. I don't have any problem. But that's why I'm just, so much focused on it. Then you ask question because you're trying to understand. Why are you in his machine continuously? I don't know why. Because what happens? You are trying to help him out. In the process, you are not helping yourself. You're losing your help. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry about that. But again, I would have nothing to do with it if you are not asking question. And I really love that you ask question. But if you ask the same question that I'm discussing here, that really, is a problem. That wastes our time, everyone's. Now see here. So ID is automatically generated by what? By the JSON server. So I'm not worried about the ID, number one. Make sense, everyone? Now, here comes the concept. What we do? Listen, whenever we have to add a new task, listen, I'm telling you the process and then we'll do that. Whenever we are adding a new task, the first process is that I would like to go there on the server and read all the tasks in my add task method. Are you guys understanding why? Because once I have read all of them over here, then I will be able to add my new task into that previous one. And then I will be able to post that back on my server. Are you guys getting that one? Do you understand the process? I'm telling you the process, and then we'll do that practically. So in this add task, we will do what? First, we will read all the tasks available. Maybe there are no tasks. And right now we have 2 of them. So I want to go there first, read the task for me. Once I read all the tasks are with me, then I will push my new task to that one. Are you guys getting that one? This array will get another value. And then somehow I will try to post that data back to what server so that my new task gets and being appended on my server. Are you guys understanding the process? Do you guys get the process? So now for doing that process, first point I've told you, I don't need to produce an ID. But when you want to read something from the server, do you understand that we will need to fetch something from the server? Fetch these tasks. And do we have a function to bring all the tasks on our machine? Do we have a server? Do you guys remember that we have a function? What function is that? Anyone? Fetch tasks. Now, see here. We have got this fetch tasks function that actually does it for us. That it goes and it brings all the tasks for us. Do you guys remember that one? Now let's see. Let's do that. So I say, first of all, over here, even I don't want to produce the ID, but here, let's do first of all. I say fetch tasks. Now, from where http://localhost:/8000/tasks. Now, can I bring them? Of course, we have done that before. Can I say that const response is equal to fetch tasks? Do you guys remember that one? Now, if I have done that, what I need to do? Do you guys remember that? What I need to do? Could not find fetch tasks. Why does it not find fetch tasks? Oh, I can directly call fetch over here as well, because I'm just bringing them, right? Yes. So do I need to do anything else as well when I'm bringing this data? Anyone remembers? Can I do that directly, or I'll have to do something else as well? Sorry?
Make it async.
It is I have to make this function async, and I have to use await over here. Remember everyone? Why? Because this fetch will return what? Promise. Fetch will return what? Whenever something returns promise, you have to await for that one. Remember await? So now, if I want to use await over here, it means I have to come here and I'll have to change I'll have to change this function type. Are you guys getting that one? It is an async function. And why I'm doing that? Because I want to await over here for these tasks. Are you guys getting that one? Go to the server and bring all those tasks over here. Make sense? Oh, okay. And after that, what happens? Yes, what we do? Data is equal to, again, do I need to await? Res.json. Does that make sense? It means if I have reached successfully to this point, so it means that I have, one way or other, I have got my data back over here. And again, whenever we are fetching this one, let's console that and see that if it is coming when I hit, or rather, no need to console. We know that data will be coming up. Now, what will be our next step? Anyone? Data is there. We have got all the tasks from the server at my side. What should I do now? Sorry. I need to extract the data, like all the tasks from here, and then what I need to do? Data. Okay.
Post?
Sorry.
We post
Actually, I have to post it. Do you guys remember that one? I have to post something. And what I have to post over here? Do you remember that this is not a normal request or normal call? I have to make a what? Post method. Now, whenever you have to make a post, if I show you something interesting. When we on the delete. Look at that. On the delete, what I did, I fetched one task from the server and I said that we have to apply a method of what? Delete. So I have to somehow do this same thing with our add as well. Are you guys getting that one? So now for that, what we'll do, let me just show you. Let's just a second rather. I'll turn on my notes here. Yeah, we no, delete to post first of all, but then this is not the only thing. We will have to add the header information. We will have to add the body info. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Here we have used in this one, like, you see that we have just used what? Method colon delete. But for posting the data, we need to change the method first of all, as well as we need to send the headers, because you remember we send headers as well, these HTTP headers, right? So its post is not as simple as delete. I told you that delete is the simplest one. But let me just, complete that one, and let me just open up my notes here, and I'll just a second. All right. Yeah. So now let's see over here how we'll do that. So syntax wise, what we'll do that first of all, we have just got all the tasks over here. Make sense, everyone? And now I'll make a curly bracket over here. Look at that. I'll make a curly bracket after what? The tasks have come. Make sense? Now, first of all, the method will come. Which method I want to use over here? Anyone? Method is equal to like colon post. Right? And then I would say headers. And in headers, I will write content type. Yes. Sorry. Yes, I just showed you the theory that post, put, delete, and get. They are all predefined. They are called API calls, and we want to make calls with the server, right? Because we want to just add that on the server, right? Okay, so I'll say headers, and here I would say content type is equal to application/JSON, number one. And after that, I need to add the body over here, right? So I'll just say after that, and I'll say body. What I want to send, rather, I don't need an object, body can be directly done. So I have to actually send over here. Let's say I have to actually add the task over there. Task. But I need a little help over here. The task under consideration is a normal object or a JSON object. Anyone? This task, which I have written down over here, is this a normal object or a JSON object? Think about it, then answer. Is it a normal object or a JSON object? It is JSON. Anyone? It's a normal, why? Remember, this task is coming from add task. Remember add task, where we have text, date, and reminder from there. So it's coming as a normal JavaScript object. So do you guys remember? I'm repeating something, and try to listen to that one. Whenever you have to send something on web from client to the server, you always convert normal JavaScript into JSON before sending it. Do you guys remember that one? So it means I want to send this task as a body of this post request. But can I send it directly? No. I will have to first do what? Convert it into JSON. And do you remember the function to convert to JSON? Stringify. JSON.stringify, right? So now see here. I wanted to make you understand this all. I'll come here and I'll write JSON.stringify the task before sending it. Convert it to JSON and then send it. Are you guys getting that one? Convert it to JSON and then send it. Now, the last thing that I need to do, first of all, I'll tell you something very interesting. Oh, what is that? Well, let's discuss it. And you'll really enjoy that. You know what has happened till this point of time? What has happened? If I call this add task. Now listen to this, because I'll ask some questions with you. When I have entered my task in the add task and I've entered submit or add task. Now listen, this function is called. This function first of all goes and fetches all the tasks. All the tasks have come. And then it says that I want to make a request alongside with that one. What is that request? I want to say method post, use the post method. It means I want something to send and post on the server, right? I say header should be content and applications.json because I want to send you JSON type of data for the server. Make sense? And then I say body, what I want to send. I say body JSON.stringify task. So this task, which is under consideration right now in add task, go and make this task a post required along with the tasks. Are you guys getting that one? I will keep my code till this point, or then we have just got the data and everything. We'll just talk. Now, what do you think? This data which is coming out right now. Can someone please confirm me? This data which is coming out right now, will this data have only these two tasks or it will have this current task also being added? Anyone? I'm repeating my question. I'm saying const data is going to await res.json. Make sense? And this is where your point will lie. So I'm asking, will this data contain the newly created task also inside it, or it will only contain these two tasks? What is the general concept says? I'll discuss about that one. But what is your idea say? You know, right now we are considering a new task. I have hit add task button. So I have a new task, appointment or whatever, right? So what do you think? This data will have that task already added or not? What is general concept says? Yes. Not. Okay, good. No. What do you think? Think about it.
I don't know. If method post,
Mhm.
it will receive the data from server or not? Maybe will.
Maybe not. Wonderful. I'm just asking a maybe answer because you know, we have not. What do you think? Just think about it. Think about this process what I've discussed. And I'm asking this data, will it only have these two tasks inside that? Or do you think that it would have the new task also added into it? Yes. Now listen to this. Actually, new task will be added to that one. Are you guys getting that one? Now, another question. Will that task also be visible on my UI? That's a question mark. Let's keep it a question mark. And first of all, run that one. Sure. Now see here. I want to show you something. You know, let's do something. Let's go to our application. Now see here. I'll you know, Amjad, you will understand. Now I hit add and I had a new task. ABC, XYZ, whatever. Add that. Submit. Now I've hit submit. First of all, do you guys see that this ABC is not visible on my UI? Now let's do that. Can I go in server and check that whether this task is over? ABC task, is it there or not? Let's go there to the server. Where's my server? It's here. If I hit refresh. Now, do you guys understand? Actually, post has made that post. So I don't need to bring data and push it into it. Actually, data will come already updated because you have posted something already. Are you guys getting that one? Now, what is remaining? We'll talk about that. But do you guys understand that actually this task, and do you look at the ID? What did I say? Who has generated this ID? The JSON server. JSON server automatically generates ID. 8641. I don't know what is that ID. But you see the text is ABC, days ZXY, whatever I entered, a reminder is true or whatever I did that. Are you guys getting that one? Now, what is the next step generally? Which should be there? Because my application, now there is something wrong happening. Now it's the reverse happening. Before it was happening that it was showing on the UI, but not showing over there. But now it is not showing on my UI. So how would it show on my UI? Anyone? Wonderful, wonderful. And how would we do that? Let's talk about that. Let me close that one. So now see here. Wonderful. See here. I will just take away this new task here from, because you know, remember it was just for created for ID. And I have already I've got the ID. Now, if I just come here and instead of tasks, if I just write here data, how many of you guys understand that one? Go to the UI tasks of app.jsx and add this data over there. Data means new task will also be included over there. Make sense? Now let's do that and let's hit refresh over here. Do you see XYZ? And now if I come here and I add another task, this SSDF, whatever, if I hit submit. Now again, that is happening. I hit submit. Okay. And if I come here it shows over here, but it does not show on my UI. Interesting. Why it is not showing the UI? Anyone? You see that I've got 4 tasks over here, but I just see 3 tasks on my UI. What can be a potential reason? Anyone?
You didn't add it, no?
Sorry?
You spread the tasks
Yes.
and you went to the data.
Yeah.
But you didn't like add it into the UI. did you?
Set task is also.
No, set task is actually doing that thing for us. Set task actually does what? It goes to the tasks and set up these new tasks.
Oh,
So I have got the data. Data is over here, and I have just set up over there. It should show that. Let's see that why it is not showing. Let me just check that one. So if I refresh, you see that when I'm refreshing, it is coming up. So it means there is something wrong with our logic. We'll just talk about that. We'll think about that. But let's add one more task. Whatever. And I hit submit. When I hit submit, as I hit submit, it does not come. Even though you see that it has come on my server. You guys see that it has come on my server, but it does not come over here. Let me just see that. Yes. Without? Yeah, it should automatically come. Yes.
No problem. Could you go to edit task then?
Sure. Sorry, do what?
Edit task. For the task, edit task, that's for the.
add tasks to JFX?
Yeah.
Oh,
Not.
Oh, okay. Okay. You say that go to add task. Okay. Okay. Why not? Let's go to add task.
Because you add the function.
Mhm.
That provide default.
Over,
Delete it.
over here.
Prevent default.
On supplement.
Because prevent
Below
default.
supplement.
prevent default.
Yeah.
The prevent default.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is preventing it from there.
No, where's the data? Upload.
You want me to cut it from here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should be.
Okay. I cut it, and where should I put it in the end? Maybe.
No, I think we don't need to use it.
I don't need that. Okay.
You need to reloading again, right?
Okay. I'll see that. Well, let's do that. No problem. We have a discussion. We'll just see that. So we have got a, like, why not if we delete some tasks, because deleting is fine. So we can delete all of them now. ABC, XYZ, whatever. And if I click on submit, on submit was,
No.
yeah, sure. Why not? Okay, right. So see here. Yeah. But I really doubt about it. Mhm.
You just need to add a stop prevent. Also do that. That does it. I think last time we can. Every time something crash, we will go back to original state.
Preventing that one. Okay, right. Wonderful. Thank you very much. So we have just removed this prevent default from here. So now, do you guys understand this post thing over here? Because we have one more thing remaining now. We'll just talk about the put as well. But did you guys get this post thing? And thank you very much. Yes, we should call you teacher. Okay. Yeah. So see here, I was just trying to tell you one thing that I'll again repeat. When these steps are done, the data actually comes with the new task. You remember I asked this question. And why it is happening? It is fetching all the tasks and posting this new task after stringifying it. So when you say data is equal to await, because it will, you see that await, this await is waiting. First, this task should be added and then I will get the data. Now, can we little bit play with this one? You will really enjoy that one. If I come here and I take away this await from here. Okay, good. So we have just done that one. So now if I just hit refresh and look at that, if I add a task ABC, check that and submit. It comes up, it should not, by the way. Okay, just give me a second. I'll take away this await as well. Take away all the awaits. Okay. We have 2 tasks. Okay, right. Let's add one. Oh, it comes up. You know, that prevent default is creating problem. Because, you know, right now, the real thing is that these two tasks should not come over here. You know why? Why? Because this await, you know, the await over here will actually make it wait for the other thing. So that prevent default should be over there. I'll have to find out the alternate. You know what I mean? So right now, you know, it's actually not behaving as the prescribed way. But let's do that. Can you guys just try this one? And I find out why this prevent default was causing this problem and how this prevent default will. So let me just try this prevent default over here. Okay, if I come here. So I have no tasks here. I just, you know, refreshed everything, 0 tasks. Let's add a task. So the task appears over here. And if I just come here, I refresh that, task appears. And you know, the problem that was happening, it is not happening. I have prevent default there. You know what I mean? Look at that, ABC, and look at that. The task automatically comes here.
Yeah.
And if I close that, you know, and I go to localhost, of course, the task is there as well. Now, the thing that I was telling you, now it won't work. This await and this await. If I take away both awaits, you know, I'm technically trying to make a mistake here.
Yeah.
Just taking away the awaits from here, right? And now hit save. And let's come back here. And again, let me delete one more task from here. And I refresh. And I click on this one, ABC, and no reminder, set submit. You see that? I don't get it over here. But let's see that if a task is over there. You see the task is over here that I added. But again, do you see that why it is not happening over there? Because it basically it's taking time. And again, the await actually asks us to wait for that particular thing. And the UI does not get that one. So if I just come back over here and again introduce these awaits over here, await and then await. So now if I hit save and I refresh that, and you see that now I get both the tasks. If I just come here and I add something, you see that I've got the task then and there, right? So yes, so this prevent default should be there. You know, I've used the prevent default, but I've just taken it to the end rather than the beginning, right? So you can also use that one, you know, at the end. So can you guys just type that one and we'll start the next process. Yeah, sure. Set task. You mean this one, right? Yeah.
So for the set task, it's adding the data to the existing task, right? So why? So but for the data, it's getting like 10 posts from the server. Why it is not adding 10 posts to the existing task, but just one?
Oh, that's a very good question. And you know that was something I wanted to discuss. You know, his question, when I've taken away the weight, you are saying that, right? No. Yeah.
We have 10 posts in the database.
Right.
And then we convert it into JSON and then we add that into a set task, right?
Right.
But we have 10 tasks in the server. Why we are not adding the new 10 tasks in the set task, but just one?
Oh,
Or just the new one.
okay. Can you just I might not be getting your question completely, but what do you want to say? Right now we have only one, right? Let's see. I have one task in the on the server, and I have, of course, one over here, right? So what do you want to say? I add a new task?
No. When you fetch the data,
Yeah.
like your server have 10 tasks, right?
Right.
So why we run the set task is it's not adding adding the 10 tasks in the server to our stable variable of the task. Whether you just add one.
Okay, I think I missed somewhere in your question, but I again. So you said 10 tasks are there, for example,
In the server, yes.
on the server. Okay. Let's add few tasks. No problem. We'll just check that one. Let's add few tasks, and again. Let's see, I've added some gibberish tasks over here, right? So again, there are roughly some tasks over here. So all are here.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your question now? Yeah, in the set task.
More than one task in the server, right?
Right.
But when you do the set task, why you only add one task in the
Oh, I see. Okay, you mean to say you are asking about this line 59?
Yes.
Line 59.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good question. You know, he's saying that, that's wonderful. He's saying that, now I got your question. He says that right now, for example, there are 10 tasks or 7 tasks, whatever. When we just add one more task, so they become 8,
Yeah.
for example, from 7 to 8. And he says that here on this line number 59, please correct me if I go